All right, so Maddie, now we're talking about the text heads up. First of all, why is the text heads up important?
Well, it's important for whatever kind of demo you're going to do, in person, face-to-face or not, because it's a chance for you to make sure those leads are actually expecting your call, so you have a better chance of booking up with them. But it's super important for a virtual because you don't have an opportunity to guarantee they're sending it because you're not there in person to watch them. So you have to really be a little bit more tactful and thorough, there's the word, with your approach, and also getting that text message sent out, because of the fact that it's even weirder and seems a little creepier if you're following up with a virtual recommendation with somebody you've never met face to face of a friend, and they're like, oh, how do you know Sally? And it's like, oh yeah, I called her on the phone and we talked about knives. Like, you don't want to say that, of course, but from a Mrs. Jones perspective, that's how she's going to perceive that. So the text message for the virtual is super, super important, and definitely is a better way to guarantee that you're actually going to be able to follow up and have hot leads come of that.
Nice. And so what is the text heads up? Real quick, can you just explain what the hot buttons are for that text message?
Yeah, so the best thing I do is I always pre-frame it, of course. In the video before, you'll see on recommendations how I handle the objection by mentioning this text message I'm going to send them. I always then send that text message to them before I hang up the phone with them. So I make sure they receive it, and either I hear it on the phone or I see their face move or whatever, FaceTime-wise, to know that it came across their phone. And then I just stress, yeah. So, like, obviously, we're not there in person, so would you mind just send that to all of the people individually? And that way then they not only expect my call, but then, like I mentioned, if you're nervous about any of them, just let me know what they say. I'll follow up with you later today or tomorrow, and I'll cross off any of those on the list. And you can incentivize them, too. Chelsea Banks does this really well in her Rockin' Referrals talk you should listen to. She incentivizes with peelers. So you can say, so Mrs. Jones, if you recommend me to 15 or more of your friends, if 5 of them or more say yes to a demo with me, I'll send you a free peeler, regardless of if they are getting an order or not. Because even if you're going to ship it and that costs, say, like $10, you can buy a peeler for $5 from your manager. $15 to send one peeler to one customer is so worth it if it's then gonna produce a $1,500 order from one of their recs, or 150 more recs total because of all the recs those 5 extra people are gonna give you for your summer or for your semester or for your year or whatever it is. So incentivizing them with that, and that's the only way you can truly guarantee they're going to send that message, because Mrs. Jones is going to want a free peeler. It's just like how Victoria's Secret will tell you if you spend $60, you get a $25 tote for free. You want the tote, you're willing to spend $65. In this case, Mrs. Jones wants that $50 peeler for free. She's going to send 15 text messages individually to those people just because she has to copy and paste. That's all she has to do. So it's a win-win situation for her.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.